Hey, this will be a video chart on HLNT. This one's been getting quite a bit of chatter, and rightfully so. Today up over 62%, but it's not like today was the first upwards day. You can see that it's been essentially putting in higher lows since back here in June, and then we had July, and now we're starting to work on putting them higher up there even in late August, early September. So in the grand scheme of things, the chart's really firing on all cylinders. And actually, I could technically go back to here and show that this base of lows is lower than this one, so it really has been putting in higher lows over the course of kind of a longer amount of time, like you can see. So the first place I want to start is just kind of going over a little lesson here on why you never want to give up on a chart just because maybe the first attempt to make a breakout move fails. And what I mean by that is if we look at this chart, we can see that here we pretty much had a cup, and then when it was going down to form the handle, it was violated and it just fell apart, and there was never any fulfillment of the pattern. But as it came down, you can see that it then formed another cup, and here you can see pulled down, formed the handle, and then lo and behold, the upwards move finally came, and this cup and handle really provided a very solid move where the price just absolutely took off. So just like I said, real quick example of how you never want to quite give up on patterns like this, especially when they hold their moving averages and don't completely fall apart. I had this one come down and then crash through the 50-day simple moving average. Yeah, that'd been a little different case, but it came down here, found support right where you wanted it to, and then the rest is history as you can see looking at the chart now. So now let's map out some supports and resistances and kind of map out what we want to see going on moving forward. So the first thing I want to map out is just this trend line here, and what this is kind of showing is essentially the resistance that the chart was experiencing. You can see, well, before I go on, let me change this to red so it reminds everybody that this is resistance I'm talking about. But you can see that throughout the history of the chart, it peaked out there, came again, then pretty much again, and then once more here. So quite a few times this line here, although increasing, kept knocking the price down, except right here when the price finally did get through, you can see the results. I don't need to tell you that. That's pretty evident right there. So this right now going forward is going to be kind of a dynamic support trend line, meaning that as time goes forward, because this is increasing, it's going to get higher and higher each and every day, basically just like a moving average. Now if it was a static support, that would just mean that no matter how many days pass, it would always be the same, but because this has an upward slope to it, and as time increases, that will just imply that this line gets higher and higher, meaning it's a dynamic support. Now another support we have is simply just going to be the high from this candlestick right here, and it was actually the low today, which shows that it's a nice solid support. This level right here is at 0.0031. So once again, you can see that the price came up here, got knocked down, but today when it was broke, pulled back and bounced right off that area. So this is a classic example of a resistance becoming a support level. I'm going to leave that line skinny because yes, it's a support level, but is it a must-hold one? No, it's not. If you were to ask me what's a must-hold level that you'd want to see hold, I would say this orange line here, which is the 200-day simple moving average. Right now it's valued at way below where the price is, but that's kind of what happens when you have these massive moves. It kind of creates some big separation gaps between support levels. But for an absolute support level, I'd say it'd be the 200-day, but more for the ideal ones, 0.0031, and then our dynamic trend line here also as support. Now in terms of resistance levels, this is where it gets pretty fun. First I'll have to squeeze down the chart more so everybody can see where we're headed. And actually, should have probably done this before, but we have another support level sticking out here, which was this previous high from way back here. This level is valued at, let's see here, 0.0039. Once again, I'll just leave this skinny because it is more of an ideal support level. From a charting perspective, the price has moved up so high so fast that it's not going to be the end of the world if these levels can't hold, but they are technically support levels, so it's worth at least mentioning them. Now let's talk about some support or resistance levels here. Really the only one I see before essentially a blue sky breakout is up here at the 0.005 level. Why do I choose that one? Well, if we look back here, we can see that it was a high quite a few times here, acted as support before failing. Once more, the price didn't quite hit it, but close enough. And then after that, yeah, I guess you could probably argue that right here, 0.007 would be a resistance, but being this was so long ago, I think if the price could get up here, I'd be comfortable calling that a blue sky breakout. So really all we have is 0.005 as our key current resistance level, and then when you get above that, that's kind of when you have to use your gut instincts in terms of when you want to take profits and so forth. But overall, chart's just looking very nice, and looking down here, you can see that the theme of this chart has been high or lows, and as long as that remains to be the case, then the overall trend is going to be up, and that's the name of the game with these stocks. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, and with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety of something for everybody, and it's all free, so I'd encourage you to head there and check it out. One more time, this was HLNT. Thanks for listening.